Hello, my name is Caitlin Owen and I am happy to speak to you today. I would like to talk about how to minimize debilitating emotions. And the first thing is defining what debilitating emotions are. Usually those can be defined as intense emotions that overtake the overall emotion of your day. And they have an effect on how you're able to communicate with others and effectively interact. And the best way in order to minimize those is to first identify the intensity of the emotion that you're feeling. Usually you can describe those through different verbs. So let's use the example of feeling angry or like feeling mad, Within the emotion of mad, there's different verbs that you can use to specify exactly how you're feeling. If you're feeling mad, well, are you feeling agitated? Are you a little mad and annoyed? Or are you angry? Are you furious? There are different things and different verbs that you can use to define exactly how you're feeling. And once you have defined the intensity of your emotion, then you can move on to the second step, which is figuring out what the activation event was that caused you to feel this way. Usually within an activating event, there is a person, a place, or a thing that triggers that emotion inside of you that makes you feel that way. And usually with those emotions, you can choose whether you're going to keep the emotion with you or if you're going to let it go. If you decide to let it go, then you'll probably feel a little bit of that emotion hanging out a little bit, but it should go away. If not, then that's what we call rumination. Rumination is when you are containing and holding on to that emotion and allowing it to just fester inside of you. And ultimately, that does affect how you will further communicate and interact with individuals that day. Let's say if I was in traffic and a guy cut me off, I'm going to feel mad. I'm going to be very, very angry about that. And once I've defined that intensity, that anger, and it was because this guy cut me off, and I need to decide whether I'm going to keep that emotion or let it fester with me. And let's say I'm on my way to work. If I go to work and I'm with my coworkers and I'm on a call floor and I'm taking inbound calls, let's say a lady calls in and I'm angry. I can't be angry on the phones. That won't look good for me. That won't look good for my company. So what I need to do is to sort of override that emotion. And we call that emotional labor. And emotional labor is choosing the appropriate time on when to choose to have that emotion and when to override that emotion with a different emotion. So where I'm feeling angry, but a phone call comes in and I need to take it, I may put on my happy, perky, bubbly phone voice to take this phone call, and I'm going to do my best to not be annoyed or irritated and be very patient on the phone call. And with minimizing those debilitating emotions, taking that activation event and that emotion, like I was saying, that you're going to experience self-talk. And that self-talk is going to influence how you interact with others and how you choose to interact with a person you feel may have done you wrong from that activating event. With that self-talk, you're going to create your own beliefs in your mind of that other person you may believe has done you wrong. And you need to decide for yourself, well, are the beliefs that I've decided on, are they true or are they false? If they are true, you need to take appropriate actions in the way that you will be able to positively solve and gain a resolution from that emotion by communicating effectively with the individual. Usually that's within face-to-face conversations with an individual, but with the traffic situation, I may not have the opportunity to interact with the man who cut me off. Instead, there may be a false belief, which is I may believe that he's a rude person because he cut me off, or he's just a bad driver. Well, those may not be entirely true beliefs. The other situation may be he's also late for work, or he's running an errand for a sick child. Those are different events that could be taking place and ultimately will change our perception on that person and will change your mood on how you interact. Once you've decided and designated that self-talk, and you've reappraised your beliefs, you're able to communicate with others. And if you've decided to reminisce on that emotion, then you have the ultimate choice on how you're going to choose to feel, how to talk, and how to communicate with others. And if you choose to let it go, it's going to make that decision a little bit easier. Ultimately, the choice of communication is up to you, and you have that in your hands once you learn how to combat debilitative emotions. And ultimately, you have the choice. It's your choice if you choose to keep or to release those emotions. Thank you.